Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with transition and kind of growing up from high school. You know, like a lot of people think they know how hard they can go, or think they know how hard like that needs to be gone. But when you come up to a level like this in a place like this, like it's an exponential like gap. You know, so to be able to understand and learn like what it takes to be, you know, kind of one of the guys around here, like the real guys around here. You really got to buckle down and learn like how to be physical, how to be mentally tough, just as well as physically tough. So I've been working on both, like that mental and physical aspect to kind of get that toughness, get that physicality. My feet in the ground is a big one too, and just yeah, work to compete this year.
Right in the thick of the start of practice, you got here just over a year ago. Are you like exceeding your own expectations for how quickly this was all going to happen?
Yeah, I was a little bit. I mean, a week from today was my first snap, so a lot of growth. Obviously, I mean that's just props to our strength and conditioning staff. Mike Solani, like developed me the whole way. All the guys around me getting extra work in with the young guys. Been working with you know, Tag and I have been here a lot, and just learning and developing. Probably gone through thousands and thousands of snaps, just trying to get it down. So we're kind of now I'm trying to build a little bit more of a routine when I get down. So yeah, a lot of learning, but it's the place we're at. You know, you gotta swim or drown. You know, so a lot of needed learning, but it wasn't really extra work to get here. It was just kind of work that needed to be done. So it's kind of the place we're at.
It's been 9 months at center. As it started to slow down for you, with making some of those calls and some of the responsibilities that come with that position?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like the first day, I remember my first scrimmage, I lined up and I looked across because Coach Ryan was like, well, we're just going to baptize you by fire. So he's like, I'll have to start today. I was like, all right. And I went in there, I looked across the line, I saw my call on my left and Ty Hamilton on my right, and I was like, oh. This is a little bit different. I snapped the ball straight over Kyle's head. I was like, dang. But yeah, just, I mean, it's a lot of growth that like had to come with it, and yeah, just development overall.
And those guys are who they are, and they're maybe having a way with you in the spring. How do you stay confident through all that and go through your own process? And now maybe it's, I don't know if it's 50-50, but at least it feels like you can hold your own a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, and learning every day has really helped. I mean, I know Coach Philbin has helped me with that a lot. Learning, you know, different techniques to work. I mean, it all kind of goes down to your own techniques, not to really play off them, because if you play off them, you're going to be a half second late. And as a center, you're already a half second late because you don't have your hand, your right hand. And so, learning to kind of play within my own legs, within my own body, learning different techniques that I can really stick to and kind of develop within like my playing and how to block these guys because they're extremely high caliber has been exponential in my growth. So yeah, just kind of hammering down the fundamentals for the most part.
Making the calls you have to make at center, you know, for pass protection and all that requires, you know, obviously a vocal command in the line of scrimmage. How have you developed that voice? Was that a hard thing for you to assimilate to? And where do you stand now in terms of your confidence making these calls?
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't say I'm super loud kind of guy all the time. I'm usually just pretty reserved. But yeah, it kind of comes with the job. It's kind of a catch-22. You know, you kind of think, you know, I'll get that voice when I get there. But to get there, you have to have that voice. So you gotta learn that. You just kind of gotta go for it. And I mean, you get to a point where, you know, your voice gets really raspy or whatever, something like that, and try to get up there and try to pull them down. But yeah, you learn. You kind of come up to it. You guys are super nice. You know, they'll be like, hey man, we gotta hear the calls, and the quarterbacks will be like, hey, I need to hear you, or Coach Dale will get on you. But you know, just learning that, learning my own voice, learning my own grounds has been really fun.
What a resource that Coach Philbin is, right? I mean,
oh my gosh,
I mean,
yeah.
did you know much about him before he showed up? I mean, you know, obviously former head coach in the NFL,
Yeah.
so what has he meant to you?
Coach Philbin, man, I absolutely phenomenal coach. I mean, I love working with him. He's taught me so much in the short period of time he's been here. I love kind of talking to him. He's just kind of like, he'll give you those little like tidbits and side bits. You know, you're going through the drill, going through the play, be like, hey, why don't you try to throw this in there? Like a few days ago, he goes, hey, go home and watch Muhammad Ali videos because he wanted me to learn how to punch and keep guys off me. And that's one of the big things I've been working on. So, yeah, he's super like wise in his teachings and everything like that. So I'd love to have him around. I really hope he you know, doesn't leave too quick. He was here for a while, but no, he's a great addition.
And the depth of his detail, is that what stands out about him when he explains something,
Yeah.
says something, then explains it? I mean, how
Yeah.
would you describe it? Yeah.
Exactly, and I really like the way he kind of teaches, you know, kind of like those little side bits that kind of tell you. And obviously, like, you can, like, just him talking, you can feel his, like, depth and wise, just because, like, I mean, he's won a Super Bowl ring, you know, he's been to the top, where very, very few guys, even the great ones, have been. So, you know, he knows what he's talking about, and it's kind of funny. You'd be like, hey, why don't you go try this, like, super, like, off rip or something like that. You'd be like, all right, and it'll work immediately. You're like, oh, okay, like, just add that one to the bag. But yeah, super great coach, and yeah, glad we have him.
You say he had you watching Muhammad Ali videos and learn how to punch?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you taking from a boxer?
See, that's what I said. I was like, I don't know what I'm looking. He's like, I just want to learn how he kind of like, he's quick on his feet and how he like extends his extension on his punches. Because as a center, you need your offhand to extend to kind of get those guys off you, especially. Well, I didn't on the last play today. Mike grounded me a little bit. That'll be what we talk about later. I gotta get a little more extension on my punch. That's a big thing I've been working on this offseason as well. But kind of how Muhammad will be able to extend so fast and be able to get those guys off you, so I have a little bit more room to work. Has been really, really good.
You had a reputation when you got here being a hard worker. When Luke left, that kind of kicked into a different gear as you knew.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, Luke leaving was a big kind of like, wow, this is gonna be real. This opportunity is real now. And so like a lot of late night talks with, you know, God and my family. A lot of really, really hardships we've gone through. A lot of hard work we've gone through. I mean, the spring was really tough. This offseason has been really, really tough as well. Just kind of learning, battling, getting with the guys. We have such a great D-line that it's like, we have multiple first rounders on there, so going against them every day is super awesome. I was telling them the best thing about you guys that I don't have to play you on Saturday. So it's been such a blessing to be able to get that work in.
The offensive line did struggle in the spring. I think that's clear. How much different is it now?
I think it's exponentially different. I think our offensive line now, in terms of camp-wise, is exceeding expectations even that we would have had last year. And I think that people tend to doubt the O-line first in a lot of situations, which is normal. I understand that. However, I think the work we put in and the guys we've been able to develop in such a short period of time, I think we're going to be extremely solid.
Because there are two big questions for this team.
Yeah.
Quarterback and the offensive
Yes, sir.
line.
Yeah.
When people still question 3 new starters, you saw how they looked at the spring, Spring wasn't real crisp.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
I would say just development. I mean, we've had such a short period of time just together, those new guys kind of filling spots. And I think that time, we just need a little bit of time. And I think that going into this offseason and what we've been able to put on the field recently, we've been more than good enough, if not great. And I wouldn't be surprised if we try to take a run at the Joe Moore.
Describe your game as a center, Carson. What do you do well out there, and what do you still want to work on the most?
Man, that's a really good question. Right now, I've been kind of known as a guy that's kind of like bugs people. It's kind of a pest. You know, just try to stay on them, try to keep driving my feet. Just trying to shoot my offhand. I've been learning a lot more to play my legs. That's been really good. But I have a long way to go. Every really aspect of my game's got to get a little bit better. My stretching has got a little bit better. I was talking about my offhand earlier, my legs. Be able to play with a base, because coming from this triple option team, you know, you're on your toes. You pass maybe once a game. I mean, the year we went to state, we passed 12 times a year. So it's our passing tips were just run block, just not as far. So I was like, kind of that transition. Like I've been able to run, obviously being from that culture, but to be able to really play my legs, play my feet, I got a long way to go, but excited to work on it.
How much bigger are you than this time last year? Bigger and stronger? Like how much do you weigh now compared to last year at this time?
I'm about 25 pounds heavier. Same height, but yeah. I mean, if you go on the charts in there, I mean, you see a lot of work we put in with Coach Higgs.
What are you up to? So you're up to 300?
Just under, but yeah.
You're talking a lot about like physical stuff, growing, I guess, in spring ball. The mental side of things, do you think you more or less have it down, or how much did you think you needed to grow in that respect as well?
exponentially. I mean, I remember my first scrimmage when I first started like learning center. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was like we're gonna run this way and we're gonna run this way, and that's all we got. But now to be able to diagnose a defense and to be able to kind of see tendencies, like to see if a backer can't hold his water, so we're thinking, we might see some motion, so we're gonna hand press through here, might get him, pick him up. A lot of film. Coach Day always says he wants us to be the smartest team as long as the toughest team, or as well as the toughest team. And so a lot of film, a lot of talking with Coach Mike, a lot of talking with the guards, and seeing what kind of they like and what they've kind of been through to see what kind of they calls they like as well. Because it's different with different guys, like what their knowledge is. So sometimes we'll be like, hey, we're going here, but I want to make sure we know like what else is going on here, and be able to not only play your position but play the game and get that kind of wider end of picture has been super helpful for me. And like I said, I have a long way to go. I remember Luke last year said, compared to my sophomore year, I didn't even know what I was doing, and he knew a lot. Talking to him, he always knew a lot. So excited to see the depth of knowledge I get to understand as we keep rolling.
Thank you.